nominees for 2020. They dropped like a week ago, I think.
GeeksNGames podcast, man. Today we have a bunch of things to talk about, mostly games. So
Yes, sir.
first up, we are going to talk about the Game Awards. So let's dive into it.
Yes, sir. The Game of the Year nominees for 2020. They dropped like a week ago, I think.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So like them on like the 20th, 21st of November. And the actual reveals will be December 10th in 2020. So we'll just take a look at what games got nominated for what category, and if like any of those games are something we know or like agree with.
Yeah, and share our votes on what we voted.
Oh, for sure. So the first category is just the basic Game of the Year, which would you describe as like the best game dropped this year. And our nominees are Doom Eternal, the Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Animal Crossing's New Horizon, and The Last of Us Part 2. So like a pretty decent lineup. Like I know 2020 didn't have that much games because COVID and stuff made it that a lot of stuff got delayed, but still not a bad lineup.
Yeah, but I guess we've seen better.
That's true. We've seen better because like Animal Crossing, for example, it has been a highly rated game. Like a lot of people play it, but you kind of know in other years if it would have dropped among other like top tier games, I don't think it would have made the cut. It would have been like a top 10 game, but not like top 5, top 6, which usually becomes the nominees for the Game of the Year. Because it's good, but like those die-hard gamers, which usually outweigh in the votes, I guess wouldn't have played it.
I mean, I feel like that game is for a certain audience as well.
Yeah, it's a fun game, but like if you're not like fully into it, I feel like it's a game you're gonna quit faster. It's like some sort of survival game or like Minecraft where like you really need to be in that vibe to keep on grinding and doing your thing. Otherwise, you're just gonna like drop it because you don't really have that story that keeps you motivated, or like that multiplayer like you have in shooters where you want to unlock things. I mean, you have the unlock thing, but it's more chillax than adrenaline based.
I feel like that game, or Animal Crossing, is a game that a lot of people will try out, but not keep on playing for the long term, basically.
Yeah, I have the game, but I haven't played it since the beginning of the summer. Pretty much, like I bought it back when I was still together with my ex, and we played it a lot together because it was fun to just like see, oh look, I've got this fish that you don't have yet, and like make a kind of a competition out of it, see who progresses faster or like has a better island or whatever. So it's fun in that way where like you can make up your own competition, because I know in my friend groups a lot of people would like do that in that type of game, like try to build the best island, collect the most fish or whatever, and insects the fastest. So I guess it's fun for that. But I still, because it has less adrenaline, I feel like majority of the players, of just gamers in general, are less attracted to it. Because I mean, look at Call of Duty, is probably still the biggest franchise still this date, and like it's such a big difference if you compare the like action-packed game like Call of Duty, or like Doom was very popular for like it makes a difference in
it's not the same, and since it's limited to just one platform as well,
for sure. For sure. It's the Switch already has a bit less play. I'm not saying it's a bad game, but like for the nominees like Game of the Year, in general, a game like that has less chance to be voted on because it's more limited. It's more specific than some like a classic game like Call of Duty, although I would say Animal Crossing is better than the last couple of Call of Duties.
Yeah. But I mean, it's nice seeing like games like
Yeah,
this making it
true.
to the top 5.
Yeah.
Or this is top 6 in this case.
Yeah, this top 6. The only like actual controversial one is The Last of Us Part 2, in my opinion, just because it had such backlash on release. Like, I wouldn't have thought it would make Game of the Year just because I heard more negative things about it than positive things. I haven't played it, so I wouldn't be able to talk about experience, but just like from observing.
But
like,
all the funny thing is, all the negative things have nothing to do with the gameplay. So it's all about the story that's negative.
Yeah, but I mean,
so gameplay wise and like graphics and all that, it's top notch. Like, it's one of the best looking games of
that's true.
This
it
generation.
Looks really good. But I mean, the gameplay of The Last of Us is not like this highly advanced or like.
No, it's simple. Simple.
But it does what it needs to do good. So that, I mean, that's already a good marker for Game of the Year. But like, just the story. I feel like the story in a game like that is like 60% of what makes the game already. And then you have like your soundtrack, graphics, gameplay, and just bugs and stuff. Like,
that's funny because Last of Us is known for the story. That's.
So,
that's the legacy, and it kind of broke that legacy, whatever.
For sure. I mean, I wouldn't know what game would take its place otherwise. Like, there could be a game that I'm like, I would have preferred that one on the picking, but I'm just not thinking of right now.
Yeah.
But I think everything like kind of dropped end of last year or like summer to end of this year. Like, we barely had anything at the beginning of the year apart from some Nintendo games.
Yeah, that's true.
And
like, Resident Evil 3 didn't even feel like a full game. Yeah. Pretty short. Yeah.
That's true. But I don't know. Like I'm not against it. Just like I'm pretty sure like Animal Crossing or The Last of Us 2 would have easily been replaced if we had a couple of more banger games this year. If COVID would not have happened, we probably would have had Cyberpunk for a bit already. Watch Dogs and Valhalla might have dropped sooner because they're
Spider-Man maybe.
Yeah, Spider-Man would have dropped sooner, and they would have been in the picking for sure. And Hades, for example, would have probably been kicked out as well if like Cyberpunk, Miles Morales would have dropped sooner. Like, for sure, 2 of those 3 games I just mentioned would change to those 2.
I have a question. I think you know a little bit more than me about the Hades game. Does it have anything to do with the show, the Netflix show?
Oh no, I don't think so. Okay. But it's just because Netflix dropped that show Black Zeus or something? Or Zeus?
Yeah, Zeus. Okay.
No, I don't think it has anything to do with it. No, but I think Hades has just been highly rated because it has that like drawn art style, which I guess a lot of people that are more in the artistic field really appreciate. I know I appreciate it a lot. I'm really a fan of it.
Is the game a hack and slash or?
Kinda. It's like you have the camera angle you have in like League of Legends, like that top view third person kinda. Yeah, but you need to beat like maps and beat like enemies and bosses, and you need to upgrade your health. It's kinda like an RPG, but you play Hades. I have only seen a bit of gameplay. So I'm not too sure if what I'm saying is completely true, but it feels like it's a sort of a dungeon story game, like because you can have like items to improve yourself, and you have different ways to play it. I'm pretty sure. But I know I've just known that when it came out, I've heard a lot of talk that it's a good game. So like
I've seen nothing about that game.
I've just I've seen a couple of snippets and like minutes of gameplay, but it's not really a game I would play because I'm not the biggest fan of the top view camera angle in games in general. But I think it's not a bad game. I literally haven't heard anything negative about it.
Yeah, that's nice. It made it to one of the nominees of Game of the Year, of course. Yeah, and then we have the 3 big ones, the big 3s. Start with Ghost of Tsushima, I guess.
For sure. Like, Ghost of Tsushima, I mean, the game been hyped since it got announced.
Yeah.
Because it looked like a next-gen Assassin's Creed type of game that would actually, like, change... Actually, a better Assassin's Creed kind of, because people been asking for Ubisoft for, like, an Asian-style Assassin's Creed. And then Ghost of Tsushima came with, like, kind of the same principle, but more story-driven than the last couple of Assassin's Creed games were. So, like, kind of a better version, depending on what fan you are. But I think it deserves. And I wouldn't be surprised at all if it makes Game of the Year and wins in a couple of the other categories. Because, it's a gem.
I hope it wins, though. Yeah, the game is so smooth. I mean, the graphics are, top-notch as well. Story, beautiful. If you're into like Japanese lore and stuff, this is the game. Yeah,
for sure. The only thing that kind of hurts it is just being a PS exclusive, so like less people have played it. But that's literally the only thing it kind of has going against it, and it's like also like it's not even a negative thing to be exclusive. It's just like if you want votes, you just want to be able to appeal to the majority of players.
Yeah, so. I mean, God of War had the same position.
Yeah, I mean like. PlayStation been putting in work with the exclusives they've been getting. Like most of them been like actually worth like trying to get like a PlayStation 4 if you're really interested in them. Like if you look at PC, almost all exclusives are just indie games, and I mean there are a lot of decent or good ones among them, but you just know most of them are like the first game a guy has ever made, like really shit story, shit graphics. Like, just basic as fuck. But, like, everybody has to start somewhere. And I think PlayStation did really good with, like, Ghost of Tsushima, God of War, Spider-Man, and that stuff. Last of Us 1.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. All those exclusives are, like,
for sure.
GOATs, if I say so myself.
And then, we got Final Fantasy VII Remake. I personally haven't played the game, but I know that shit got hyped the fuck up.
Oh, yeah, it did.
Like, I mean, Final Fantasy VII is still seen as one of the best games to have ever been made. So, like, I'm pretty sure the remake is just, like, modernized and just keep the most of the game the same.
Yeah. But they weren't able to put in the whole story into this remake because the story is too long.
Yeah, that could be. Because, like, they just probably really wanted to try and keep their deadline.
Not delay and stuff. But I mean, Final Fantasy is a beautiful game as well, man.
Yeah, I've played 15, I think it is.
And I think most gamers have played at least one Final Fantasy in their life. Because that's
true. I've played 15 and a bit of 13, I think. Okay. Like, 15 is a whole different game. It's like your normal third-person RPG style of game. It's
Is that the Noctis one? Noctis?
Yeah, it's with Noctis. Yeah, it's the one where you need a NASA computer to be able to run it. It's that one. That game became a benchmark. Like, if you got new graphics cards, that game would be like the heaviest thing, and see how much FPS that graphics card would get every time.
The test.
Like, it's not a bad game, it's just really not optimized. They optimized it very bad, in my opinion, just because they made it way too heavy. And like, if you turn the graphics from like the best to a bit lower, it's such a whole difference. It's like a whole different graphics set. It's not like you on the YouTube video where you put on the resolution a bit lower, you just see it gets a bit shittier every time.
Yeah.
And like there it went from good to like kind of different style. That shit. Yeah, like if you went from 4K to like 720p maybe, instead of like slowly phasing out. It was in my opinion at least. It might have not been that bad for others, but I mean, I don't know. But like, Final Fantasy is probably top 5 franchise to this date still. Yeah. Like with like the Call of Duties and Mario and stuff. Like,
yeah, it's still up there for sure.
And then we have Doom.
Yeah, Doom Eternal. seen a lot of people want that game as well to win the Game
yeah.
of the Year because of how smooth the gameplay is and
For sure.
the fact that it's 60 FPS and stuff.
I'm just not sure if it deserves a spot, but I don't think it's gonna win. I think it's like one of those games that's just doomed to be second or third.
Yeah, I feel like that as well. I feel like same.
Yeah, like I've played the first Doom remake. I've played a couple of the original Doom games from back in the day.
Yeah,
like they're fun to play. But it's not like you go like, oh, the lore is so deep and the story is incredible. Like it's just like gameplay.
Just
like
in there. Yeah,
it's like you have your. I'm gonna say it again. Call of Duties and stuff. Yeah, you just play for the gameplay because you enjoy it. It's fun.
Fast paced shooting.
Like, yeah, it has lore and story, but it's like you're not gonna pay attention to like the lore and the story if you're just like a casual gamer.
Yeah,
like,
I think most of the gamers people, the fans of Doom Eternal like it for the shooting, the fast pace, and all that, the music, you know.
Yeah, it's like it brings back like how it used to be, like Quake and stuff.
Yeah, exactly, Quake.
It kind of brings that vibe back, but single player. Like it's a really good game. Still have to play it. Looking forward to one day pick it up and actually play it.
So which game did you vote for here? Or which game?
I'm pretty sure I voted for Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, let's get it. Same here, man.
I mean, like, I've seen you play it. I really enjoyed how it looked, what the vibe it was giving. So, like, I'll go for Ghost of Tsushima. I saw it on YouTube, so, like, the graphics didn't do that justice because, like, rendering and stuff, it gets a bit shittier.
True.
But otherwise, I really think it's, like, one of those games I'm definitely gonna play once I get my hands on a PS5.
Oh, yeah.
Like, for sure, it's like one of those games.
As well.
Like, because I always enjoyed like your RPGs, your Assassin's Creed, all that stuff. So I'm sure I'm gonna enjoy that game.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's a must.
Oh yeah, for real. Now, on to the
Let's
next.
Move over, best game direction.
Yes, sir. It's also we got Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Half-Life Alyx, and Last of Us Part 2. So like pretty much the same setup, kind of.
Just one less game.
Yeah, one less game and like another game changed.
Yeah,
I don't. This one is a bit harder to vote on if you haven't played the games, to be honest.
That's true. I've seen some gameplay of Half-Life. Yeah. Is it VR or is it?
Yeah, that's a VR game. Yeah.
Okay,
I don't think you can play it normally. I think it's like. But I think the VR hurt it because VR is still small.
It's a handicap, in my opinion.
Yeah, sure. It looks good though. It's like the first good-looking VR game, to be honest.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
that, and
you can do a lot of stuff. Like
like Astora Squadrons, which can also be played in VR. I think those two are like the only actual good-looking VR games. Because like most of them are like graphics from like 10 years ago, kind of, because it's still hard to implement it and make it look good and actually run smooth. But like, I don't know. I just don't think VR is ever gonna become a thing.
Yeah, I don't think so either, man. Or I mean, maybe in the future, but I don't think not in the near future.
I don't think, because like if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly.
And they are trying to fix it. Like they're trying gaming. Just like it keeps improving already with like better computers, better graphics, and all that stuff. Like consoles, like this new generation improved a lot. You already know if there's gonna come a next generation's gonna improve a lot. PC is always on a steady climb. Like you don't need VR because I know a lot of people. If you have glasses or like stuff, it's gonna be harder to play, or like your eyes hurt from doing. It's like 3D movies. People thought that shit would be the new shit, and like look how that turned out.
That's true, and I've heard like people get nauseated and stuff from if you play too much or for too long. So
yeah, for sure. I know, like on 3D movies, for example, I can't handle that shit that well, and I know like my mom, my dad, for example, never were a big fan of it either. And I think VR kind of does the same thing, where you get sick, like, or you get headaches, or just your eyes hurt, or.
That's true.
It's like, it's a fun thing to do like once in a while, but not like as your main thing.
Exactly. And for a short time as well, because you can't like sit and play VR for like hours. Like you can do another game.
Oh yeah, for sure. But what did you pick here for...
Ghost of Tsushima here as well too.
Same.
I mean, and I was never gonna pick The Last of Us Part 2 because that direction was wrong.
For real. Like, it's the only game I've seen most, like, story from, so I felt like that was the only good option for me. But I might have picked Hades or Final Fantasy VII if I've played those. So, like, it's really, like, just those three. The other two nominees are barely getting any votes. Or, like, unless you got, like, the fanboys, of course.
True. Yeah, I feel like that as well.
Yeah. Then... we got the next category, Best Narrative, like for the outstanding storytelling and narrative development. And we got 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim, Final Fantasy VII Remake again, Ghost of Tsushima and Hades, and Last of Us Part 2 again. So, the usual suspects.
Oh man, Last of Us Part 2 should not be in here as well. Best Narrative? Come on. Druckmann.
I don't know if they got
went to King Drunk, man.
I don't know. I found Ghost of Tsushima pretty alright narrative. I'm not gonna say it's like groundbreaking or like the best, but I don't think Hades has much narrative apart from like when you interact with other characters. Final Fantasy VII, maybe. I'm really not too sure, and I don't know 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim. I've never heard of that game.
Yeah, so me neither. This is the first time I've seen it actually. It looks like a story-based game, like a story-driven game. That's what it looks like to me, from that picture alone. But what's the name? I mean, Final Fantasy. I mean, it could win because but it's a pretty long game, so I have no idea what happens.
That's true. Like it could be like that. People really enjoy the narrative.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to look up 13 Sentinels if my internet plays along.
Sounds like I don't know, like yeah, to me that looks like a story-based game.
It looks like from a couple of pictures he's like more a visual novel type game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So that could actually win then.
Actually, yeah, true.
Like in that category,
that could actually win.
It's from Atlas. It's the people that made the Persona series and Catherine and.
Okay, then
so like
Catherine is a pretty good game.
Yeah, Catherine is pretty man. I raged on that game because like I've played on PC, but Atlas is known to have shit audio, so, and especially when they poured it to PC.
Yeah.
So like that was just not fun, but like the story and narrative in Catherine was really good, and I've heard lots of good about the Persona series. Like Persona 4, I think, is really high rated.
Oh yeah.
So I can see that actually winning in that category.
I can see that too. If I hope people know about it though.
That's like, it's like one of those exclusives that you need to be in that genre probably already to kind of know about it.
Yeah. True.
So, but I think it is definitely gonna get votes from the people that know about it. So I think it has a good option to win there.
For sure.
Yeah, I voted for Ghost of Tsushima once again.
Same here.
But on to the next category.
One, Best Art Direction for outstanding creative and or technical achievements in artistic design and animation. Okay.
I like this lineup here.
Yeah, so lineup is Final Fantasy VII Remake, we got Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and The Last of Us Part 2.
Now we got the usual suspects,
yeah.
But I like this lineup because Hades and Ori and the Will of the Wisp have really good art, but like it's so good. Like I'm pretty sure one of those two is gonna win.
Yeah, I feel like Ori and the Will of the Wisp is gonna win because that game is beautiful.
It's beautiful, but like I picked here Hades because I find like the graphics Hades uses, like the drawn or like you can see in the picture, is more unique, and I really enjoy that because I'm really into art and stuff, and that's why I picked that. But I'm pretty sure Ori and the Will of the Wisp is gonna win, just because it's more appealing to the general audience.
Yeah, if you see some gameplay of it, it looks really beautiful, like the lightning, the movement, all of it. But I picked Ghost of Tsushima because I'm biased.
I mean, I this one is probably the closest category so far. Like, all 5 of the games have a chance to win.
Yeah.
Here. Like, I'm pretty sure Ori and the Will of the Wisp is gonna win because I'm pretty sure it stands out more than the other ones. But it's a bit less known. It's not that it's not known, but it's a platformer. A lot of people don't play platformers no more unless it's like Mario for once in a while. So and Hades is also a bit less played. It's known but less than the other 3. So I think that's like kind of holding them back. But I still think Ori is gonna win that one.
Yeah, I think one of either Ori or Hades is gonna win as well. I feel like those two seems pretty unique.
Just because like Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima, Final Fantasy is just your generic top tier graphics.
Before,
yeah, it's not like that. It's really good, but it's not like new. It's not unique.
No,
it's so. Yeah.
That's true.
Now, the next one, best score and music for the music inclusive of score, original song, and/or licensed soundtrack. And we got the usual suspects again. Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Hades, Ori and the Will of the Wisp, and Last of Us Part 2. Now, here I pick Doom Eternal. That soundtrack is a slammer, man. Man, that shit bangs.
Isn't it just like rock music?
Yeah, but I'm a metalhead, so to me it's like...
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing to listen to that in a game. So I picked that. I don't know. I think Ori has good background music and like,
I feel like that's
good usage of like sound effects. But it has no. I don't think it has a narrative because it's like creatures. It's just like Pokemon kind of where you just hear like little screeches sometimes. But I think maybe Last of Us 2 could have good music, or Final Fantasy 7. I don't know. I haven't.
I picked Final Fantasy 7 because I feel like most Final Fantasy games have like.
That's true.
Really, nice music.
Yeah. That's
true.
I
think but Last of Us Part 2 had some nice music as well. Like even Ellie played some in the game and all that with her guitar. I
don't. Yeah, out here I think Hades and Ori don't have that much of a chance because their music is just like more subtle background music. I ain't saying it's bad, but it's not like as spoken as the other ones. Like, cause how often you hear a headbanger song being used while you're blowing up aliens, or like you actually your main character starts playing music or what? Like that just speaks more to that category.
Like, I feel Ori, like Doom Eternal have a really big chance to win this.
Yeah, for real. Like, cause the next category is best audio design, which is like more like just sound effects and stuff, which Ori might have had a better chance at, but Ori isn't even nominated because it's Doom, Half-Life, Ghost of Tsushima, Resident Evil 3, and Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah, it's like audio design, so that's in-game audio and sound design. Okay.
Yeah, so pretty much sound effects and pretty much sound effects.
I actually enjoyed the sound effect and all that from Ghost of Tsushima. It had like really nice Japanese, that old school, like samurai music. That's
true. Like Ghost of Tsushima had a pretty nice. I just picked Doom again here, but I don't know about Resident Evil if it's that great.
Nah.
I think Last of Us Part 2, Ghost of Tsushima, and Doom Eternal have the best chance.
Yeah, same. Yeah, exactly.
Because I think Half-Life is just like generic. Audio design, and because it's VR, it's a bit less known, so just like the chances are just less there.
That's a nice category as well.
Yeah,
we move on.
Most of them have nice options. Like I've really enjoyed that. Like sometimes you see an old one out, like we've seen Ori and now Resident Evil among like the same others.
The big boys.
Yeah.
So I guess best performance.
Yeah,
so it's for individual voiceover acting.
Yeah,
motion, or performance capture. Okay.
Yeah, it's like when they use those little wetsuits with the balls on them, and they just like animate their move. It's a pretty nice lineup actually. So we have Ashley Johnson as Ellie in The Last of Us Part 2. We have Laura Bailey as Abby in The Last of Us Part 2 as well.
We have Daisuke Tsuji as Jin Sakai in Ghost of Tsushima. We have Logan Cunningham as Hades. And then Naji Jeter as Miles Morales in Spider-Man Miles Morales.
This is not a bad lineup. I just think Miles Morales is a bit too soon to put in there. Because like when the nominees dropped, the game was out for was not even out that long.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it dropped on the same week or something.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Yeah.
So like, I just think that's a bit too soon to have placed him there, but they probably didn't have another pick. Everybody else sucked.
But I feel like, I mean, if I were I chose the Ghost of Tsushima, but now that I rethink it, I think I would have chosen Ellie, actually. Because her performance was pretty, like, emotional and stuff in the Last of Us Part 2.
I was thinking, I picked the Ghost of Tsushima as well, because that's the only one I have experience with.
Yeah.
I don't think Hades is gonna win here. Like, it could be a best portrayal. It could have a good portrayal, but the rest is more like motion capture acting than the Hades one, because that's more like drawn and
animated.
That's sort of like, so I just think that has a bit less chance. I think Miles Morales has a bit less chance because it's so new. So I think it's mainly gonna be between The Last of Us and the Ghost of Tsushima picks.
Yeah.
And like, I just don't. I've played Last of Us 1 a little bit, but back when it came out, I wasn't that interested in the game. So I would just pick for Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say Laura Bailey as AB. I don't think she will win. If you know, you know. Don't spoil anything, but yeah.
But yeah, well, for what I've seen from like clips, Ellie probably is gonna win this one.
Yeah, I feel like
Ashley Johnson as Ellie. Like what I've seen, it's not. It's good acting. Like.
Oh yeah, it's good, really good.
Now, onto a category neither of us have anything to say about. The games for impact, like the thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or a message. The thing is, this is a category where we know no names. Like,
yeah. I mean, the only name I see is Tell Me Why. I've only seen people talk about it. But, yeah.
I haven't even. So, like, to sum it up, the options are If Found, Kentucky Road Zero TV Edition, Spiritfarer, Tell Me Why, and Through the Darkest of Times.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of any of these, so I have nothing to say about this category just because I don't know the games, so I don't know if they're good, if they're bad, if the story.
We both confused on this one.
Oh yeah, like
I haven't even voted here.
I think I just picked Tell Me Why because I like a song that's called Tell Me Why that came out this year. But I kind of like it though. Like, there's an entire category with the games I don't know, and I know a lot of games. So to me, that's really enjoying to see. Like, there's still other stuff like that gets highly rated without even being mainstream or anything or talked about that much. Just like it's nice to hear. It's not even like an indie category. It's like a main category even. Kinda. It's like one of those subcategories, but not one of the like the.
Not the top.
I don't want to call them main because the main is just like audio game of the year graphics type shit. But it's like the second tier for sure. Like compared to like esports stuff, which is like the last tier of the categories, this is like still high up, and it's all games I haven't heard about. So I like that. That's nice. That's nice.
So, I mean, we could move on because since we're pretty lost here. So, best ongoing. So, that means awarded to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time. So, basically, games that drop stuff, like DLC and stuff. And most of them are like co-op games. Yeah,
like we got your Battle Royales here, like Apex Legends, Warzone, Fortnite. And then you got Destiny 2 and No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
I think this is, for ongoing, probably like one of the top picks. I can't think of any other game that it's like that popular that still continue to drop updates weekly, monthly, like, or DLCs. Like Destiny 2 is it's still planning to do another like year or two till they like might phase it out to Destiny 3. So
they still
like fill with, they're like dropping new raids. They switch out content for older content that they remaster. They drop new DLCs with like, I'm pretty sure the latest DLC had like a whole new skill tree and stuff to it. Like
nice.
they still be putting in work. Like Apex and stuff.
Exactly. Apex. I haven't heard much about Apex now.
I mean, it has a new map, and this year I think it got 2 new operators and like maybe 1 or 2 maps that switched out.
Yeah.
So like it's still there, but I guess it's like Fortnite and Warzone. Like those are still like popular, but you don't hear that much anymore about them, because like the hype is gone. Like they're still hella popular, but like the hype as in like content creation and stuff is a bit gone, because that's always.
But I feel like Warzone is still going on though, because I still see like people create content.
That's just because Call of Duty. It's probably still the biggest franchise. So I picked
that though. Call of Duty.
I picked Destiny 2, just because I like the graphic style Destiny has and like the gameplay. And I think for like people that are really into Destiny 2 or like in those grinding games, it's an amazing game. But I just think it's like one of those games you won't enjoy as much as a casual gamer.
Yeah, you need to be a grinder.
Like the other, you need to be really into the game.
Yeah.
And then I think it's an amazing game if you're really into it.
True.
While Apex, Warzone, Fortnite is more casual, and then No Man's Sky is kind of like Destiny. You really need to be in the game or just be a fan of it. And I to be honest, I thought No Man's Sky stopped dropping updates like last year.
Yeah, but they are still dropping. They are gonna drop a upgraded version for PS5 and Xbox Series X as well.
Damn.
So,
I know they put in work to. When it came out, it wasn't what people suspected, and then put in the work to make it what people thought it would have been, and like put some updates around that in. But I thought that kind of finished, but. Just because I don't play the game and like because it's 3 years old now.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
that nobody really talks about it anymore.
But GG to them though for the comeback.
Yeah, GG to them. Yeah. They made they probably made the best comeback in history, like recent history at least. The only other game that might like surpass it now is the Avengers game if they somehow make a full 180 turn.
It's gonna be tough though.
They fumbled the bag. Hard as fuck, but like if they drop one rehaul or like big content update that's actually good, I can see it like make a full U-turn.
Yeah, it's the same here because I mean they got the name.
That's because it's Square Enix game, so like it's a known dev, it's a known franchise.
Yeah,
like it has a potential, but like I'm pretty sure since No Man's Sky, no other game has made such a big U-turn from. I mean, just bad reputation to like actually sales and stuff. Can't think of any other one.
Let's move.
So like, it's props to them.
True. Move on to indie games.
Yes, sir.
So best indie. So that's basically smaller companies.
Yeah.
So so no AAA games here. So we have Carry On, we have Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout, Hades, Spelunky 2, and Spiritfarer.
Yes, sir. To be honest, I don't think Fall Guys is gonna win. Frankly,
I picked Fall Guys.
I'm just nobody talks about Fall Guys anymore. It's been like a month. Yeah, everybody was playing it. It's like Among Us. Like people still play it.
Yeah.
But everybody just kind of got bored of like the hype and stuff. It's like how Fortnite was. It was like at that moment the fun thing to play. It was new. And then the hype faded away, and like it just has the fanboys left, and like people that just play like once a week.
And then people started cheating and stuff. So
it's not a bad game. I never played it. I was never interested in the game, especially not. It's like €25. Like that game is a €5 game to me.
Yeah, true. It's a fun game to play, but another thing that's bad with the game is that you can't play 2 players. Like if you're at home with someone, you two can play in the same like game or match together.
Oh yeah.
So they said that they were working on that to fix it. But...
yeah, there isn't a party system.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I don't know if it's now, but there wasn't in the beginning. Which, like, for a game like that, which is probably most fun with friends, it's like your Gmod and your Jackbox party packs and stuff like. These are games you play with your friends.
So did you pick Hades or?
I picked Hades here.
Okay.
I know Carry On is like for people of that platformer that don't mind the 8-bit style. Is not that bad. I think I don't think it's gonna win. It's just not a bad game. Spelunky has high rated, so that has a chance.
Okay.
Because a lot of people enjoy. I personally wasn't a fan of it.
Yeah.
Because it's RNG based.
Okay.
Because you have to like beat little platformer dungeon type things.
Yeah.
But it's every time, like even in the story mode, let me say, it's a different generated map every time. So if you're a bit unlucky, it's really annoying to do in the beginning. Like it can be really hard to like get to level 2 for like a long time. I know a friend of mine who played it a lot when it just came out. It took him a lot of time to finally pass the first couple of parts and then go to level 2.
That's tough.
Because if you have a bad RNG and of course in the beginning you haven't mastered the game yet. But also they plan to bring out multiplayer, and it was in the beta version that like YouTubers got. But when the game came out, there was no multiplayer. They brought it didn't work yet, so they took it out, and they're gonna implement it one day when they finally decide now it's time to work on it, and now it works.
Yeah.
Which, like, I think that game would have had more chance if it came with multiplayer from the beginning.
Let's see.
And then Spiritfarer, which I don't know shit about. Like, I think Hades is gonna win this one here.
Yeah, probably.
Because it's like that or Spelunky, but I don't know. I just think Spelunky fumbled kind of the bag with not dropping the multiplayer like they intended to. Now,
so, best mobile game. Oh boy.
We got Among Us, Call of Duty Mobile, Genshin Impact, Legends of Runeterra, and Pokemon Cafe Mix. I'ma just call it right now. It's gonna be Genshin or Legend of Runeterra.
Yeah, I think so. But I think it's gonna be tough between. I mean, it's either gonna be Genshin or Among Us. I feel like.
I don't know. Among Us.
I mean,
I don't think Among Us is gonna get voted because Among Us is already dropping down. Okay. The thing is, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, Call of Duty Mobile is played a lot, but it's more like little kids, and they don't vote for this shit. Yeah. They don't know it exists. So like, I guess Genshin, just because the Weep and RPG fandom is pretty huge. Yeah. It's like probably the best free-to-play RPG/gacha that came out in a fairly long time. It's kind of like Breath of the Wild. So like, and a lot of people enjoy Breath of the Wild, so I guess kind of that for going for that. But then again, Legends of Runeterra is Hearthstone / League of Legends from the makers of League of Legends. Okay, so that game has a big chance of winning just because League and Hearthstone are so huge. And then Pokemon Cafe Mix. I know that game was gonna come out, but like it's just like one of those on the toilet phone games. So I just don't think it's gonna win because it's like your Candy Crush and stuff. It's just one of those games you play to pass the time.
Yeah.
It's like on the bus or on the toilet, so I don't think that's gonna win in the category like actual best mobile game.
Yeah, let's move on then, I guess. Chuck forward. Best community support.
That's like pretty much having the best community.
Yeah.
It's okay. You got Apex, Destiny 2, Fall Guys, Fortnite, No Man's Sky, and Valorant.
Yeah.
I picked Destiny 2 here.
Same here.
Because if you try and mess with a Destiny fan, you're gonna get wrecked, my guy. Yeah. They're gonna tear your ass apart.
I feel like I feel like Destiny deserves it, to be honest. They've been putting out like patches, like updates and stuff. So yeah.
For real, they got they got a really solid fan base that's stuck with them for a long time. That keeps playing regularly. while Fortnite, Fall Guys, Valorant, Apex is just more your casual playthrough and like just way too toxic.
Yeah, true.
So I No Man's Sky, I like as I said, it fell off my radar, so I doubt like it has that big of a fan base. Could be. It's probably gonna get votes, but I think Destiny 2 is gonna take the cake on this one.
True.
Maybe Apex or Fortnite. No, I don't think Fortnite. Fortnite is really dying, to be honest. Valorant was really popular when it just dropped, so I don't know if it... I haven't heard like many people talk about it, but I think it has a solid fan base. Same with Apex, so those two have a chance. Well, Fall Guys is just... I don't know. I wouldn't say that game has really a fan base yet.
No, I don't think so either.
Then, to the next best VR/AR. I don't think any of these games are actual AR, but... I mean, kinda. But okay, so we got Dreams, Half-Life Alyx, Marvel's Iron Man VR, Star Wars Squadrons, and The Walking Dead's Saints and Sinners.
Yeah.
Epic Squadrons, my god. Like, those graphics look so good, and I just can imagine how much fun it is if you like have a VR.
Yeah.
How fun it must be to like actually feel like you're in the spaceship. I just think that would be amazing. The game itself is kind of edges because those fly simulators just get a bit boring after a while.
Oh, do you fly the whole time?
Yeah,
so
it's pretty much space battles.
Okay.
It's pretty much space battles. It's like you have this free game on Steam as well, and it could be on PlayStation and stuff. Like War Thunder, where you have... It's like historical planes from like the World War days and stuff.
Okay.
Like those games are really fun, but you're just never gonna keep on playing them as much because it's like at some point you're just gonna get bored from just flying around.
Yeah.
Because like when you do Call of Duty, you just start like goofing around at some point if you don't want to do the casual stuff, or like on any other type survival or like game, you're just gonna start memeing around instead of actually playing the game, and you can't really do that in that game.
And I mean, Star Wars also have a pretty big fan base as well. So
yeah, it has a huge fan base.
Yeah,
the game wasn't that expensive as either on release. It's like it was a €40 game, I think, instead of €60. So
I picked Dreams, but I don't know if it's the same Dreams I'm thinking about. There is a game called Dreams, I think, that's pretty beautiful and stuff. I don't know if this is the same one.
I wouldn't be able to say.
So I don't know. I just picked something over there.
If I'm honest, I didn't even know Marvel Iron Man's VR existed.
I mean, I've seen it, but I've never taken it serious. Like I've seen the game, but to me, it doesn't look like a game.
From a developer I've never heard of, so I think it's like more indie style. Like it's fun to do like 1 or 2 times when you but
I think
and The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Walking Dead's dead. That franchise is dead. Like,
oh man,
they milked it out way too much. People dropped the show like 17 seasons ago.
It's still going, bro.
Yeah, like I know it was really popular.
Yeah.
But like the last couple of seasons, they're lucky if they even had half the views what they had back in the day.
At this point.
Yeah, the show is so fucking boring if you want to watch it now. Like, that shit is good to fall asleep with. If you're having trouble sleeping, just watch The Walking Dead. Because it's like the same, like, acting pretty much all the time and just the same boring, long
but the Telltale games
shit.
were lit, though.
Yeah, the Telltale games were lit, but they came out like 5 years ago.
Oh, yeah, they're pretty old.
Like, I don't know what that game is about, Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, but to be honest, I doubt it was... It could be good, but I don't think it has much popularity just because The Walking Dead's popularity is fading away more and more.
I haven't heard about that game.
Me neither. That's already a good point. Now, next category being innovation and accessibility.
So that's... it has to do with graphics and pushing, like...
Yeah, recognizing software and or hardware that is pushing the medium forward. So pretty much just being innovative.
Yeah, and help
like
new people or like reach a wider audience as well.
I like these nominees because it's like only one game that's appeared before. So like that's fun.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
that's true.
others.
So we have Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Grounded, we have Hyperdot, The Last of Us Part 2, and Watch Dogs Legion.
But yes. I don't know about this one, to be honest.
Which one did you pick?
I picked Grounded.
Grounded, okay.
It's like, I don't know if you know it, but it's like a survival game. It has like, kind of the same principle of how Fortnite's building is, where you see like this blue blueprint that you need to gather materials, and then like I think it based it off the same mechanic, but of course it's more advanced because it's like an actual survival game. But
it looks like the movie called Mom or Dad or whatever. I shrank the kids.
Oh yeah, kinda, yeah, because like I don't know what the story is why they're so small, but like you need to survive while being shrunk. So like your enemies are insects, so it's like it's a whole new thing because it's always zombies or just players.
That's dope.
So like, and it looked really fun and really good. But I was thinking about Legion and Valhalla as well.
Yeah.
Because like they kind of add like different stuff to their games. But I wouldn't say any of these games is actually innovative.
No, not really. I mean, Last of Us Part 2 was pretty beautiful, like graphic-wise.
Yeah.
Valhalla had some bugs and like graphic problems on release. That I forgot the name of it. Tracing something.
Ray tracing.
No, I think ray tracer. Like the hairs and stuff were looking weird.
Oh man, you haven't played the rebooted Tomb Raider games. Like either your hair looked like shit or your hair was bugging all the way around, and like your FPS dropped like half if you turned the good option on. That shit was whack.
Yeah, and they like Ubisoft addressed that problem and said they were gonna drop an update which will fix that as well.
Yeah, I mean if it's fixed, it's gonna be nice. But the thing with it is just like it registers every single hair.
Exactly.
Like in the hairdo, so like you already know it's just gonna be heavy and it's gonna have a lot of potential bugging. So if it's like stuff like that, I'm not that big a critic on it because I can only imagine how hard it is to be able to get that right. True. I don't think Valhalla added that much innovation. Like it added some different stuff like that we might not have seen immediately. But like nothing that's like, oh wow, I didn't think of that. It's just like, oh nice, that's a nice touch.
True.
More that type of stuff. So I don't know.
I picked Watch
Same
Dogs
with Legion,
because that I mean the time I voted on it, that's when like I finished the game and I just enjoyed it. But it's the same as the second and the first one though, to be honest. So.
Yeah. It has some different some stuff you don't see in other games, but that's like it. It's not innovative if the game before that as well.
Yeah, I mean,
so like
one unique thing is that you don't have a specific character. That's pretty.
Yeah,
different.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty innovative that the game lets you just pick whatever character like that has different passives and stuff like that. Like you can do anything with any character pretty much.
Exactly.
Even if one character is like way better for that scenario.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of innovative because I can think of another game that does that.
And every playthrough is different from another one.
I think that's true. I think probably Watch Dogs deserve. I'm gonna change my vote from Grounded to Watch Dogs.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's true. Well, and now the next one, the best action.
Oh boy.
So like the best game in the action genre.
Yeah.
And we got Doom Eternal, Hades, Half-Life Alyx, Neo 2, and Streets of Rage 4. and Doom. I've picked Doom because I'm most familiar with that, but I know Neo has like some good fighting
I picked
and
Neo.
stuff like that.
Neo too.
So like I have yet to play or watch really much about Neo.
It's a pretty tough
one or
game.
two.
It's like Sekiro kind of game. Like
I figured that. So like I was really doubting between those two, but I have more experience with the Doom side, so I just picked Doom instead.
Yeah, I think. And then Doom might take this home.
Maybe I think Doom or Neo 2.
Yeah.
I just think that Neo 2 isn't that popular yet.
True.
Because I know I think it came out on PS4 first.
Yeah, the first one. I've seen gameplay. The first one. The second one, not really.
The second one is just releasing on PC.
Okay.
And like Streets of Rage just seems like your classic 2D fighter.
Yeah, it looks
game.
like Street Fighter.
kinda. I looked it up and I don't like how it looks. It just doesn't look that good of a game, to be honest.
Looks like those arcade games.
Yeah, like a bit of like really much inspired by Street Fighter.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like, yeah, you got your 2D stuff, but you have like, it's not like one line. You have a street where you can move like up and down.
Okay.
Like it looks like, but I like the art style though.
Yeah, the art style is nice.
But I don't think it's gonna win, because to be honest, I hadn't heard from it before now, and the way that it looks, it doesn't look like as amazing as Neo or Doom.
Yeah, I think.
Or like Hades even.
Yeah.
So. Oh. The next category.
Best action adventure.
This is one of those.
Oh yeah, this is a nice one. Why is this is weird. Anyway, we have Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Ghost of Tsushima, Marvel Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and The Last of Us Part 2. My question is, why is Ori and the Will of the Wisps here?
Wait, this is the action and adventure category, by the way. I forgot to say that.
Ori might place as
Ori and the Will of... Yeah, it's adventure, but you have to fight those little evil monsters as well, and like,
funny,
and you have bosses in that game. So.
Oh, okay. That's funny because all other games are like straight up fighting and.
That's true. That's the most unique one in this section. That's true.
While Ori looks like the most peaceful game ever.
It does, but it's a hard game. It's not that easy.
It's like Cuphead type beat.
No, it's not that hard, but like it's still harder. Yeah. Like on a platform base, it's still a bit harder. Maybe more to Hollow Knight. Like it's hard, but not incredible. Crazy. Like Hollow Knight is hard, but it's not like Dark Souls, Sekiro, Cuphead level. Like, apart from, of course, a couple of bosses.
Yeah, I guess.
But like in general, the game is hard, but just not that hard. But I picked here Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I enjoyed that game so much. I pre-ordered it back last year. I think it's a really good game. I can't wait till the second one drops. Like, it's so well done. Like, it's such a good principle of the game. The only thing, the ending is a bit It's not like a bad ending, but it could have been better.
Okay. Will the second one follow the same story?
It should be, because like pretty much the story is he tries to find one of those lists that has like names of force sensitive children, and in the end they get it, they take it from like the Sith, but he destroys it because he says like, it's not up to me to decide what their fate is, and that's the end. And then they're like, so what we're gonna do now? And they're like, and they're pretty much what we're gonna do, like, we roam the galaxy and, like, start training Jedi and that type of stuff. So you already know, like, it has an open ending. And we have confirmation from Respawn that they were planning on bringing out a second. So I'm pretty sure it's gonna, like, in a way, be in the same storyline. If it's, like, it might not be with the same MC, but, because in that type of games, I always think it's weird. When they bring out the second.
Yeah, I did see a mod today of Jedi Fallen Order with the Mandalorian. Mando.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's
pretty dope. I mean, I think games that style of games that gets a sequel is weird, just because during the game you get skills and like more abilities, but then how are you gonna do it in the second, because you already have all your abilities? And like usually games in that genre, like they just reset you like nothing happened. But like the story keeps continuing, but you're weaker for some reason.
That's something.
So I don't know how they're gonna do that.
Yeah, that's actually interesting. That's the same. That's the same sit or like position that God of War is in as well.
Yeah, because God of War.
Yeah, when you finish, you're pretty much maxed out, like crazy broken. But then
that's most of those story games that have like a skill tree or like ability or something. It's so hard to put on the second that like directly follows, because what you're gonna do with all those abilities?
It won't make sense, true.
They're gonna drop some Jason Bourne type shit where like suddenly he doesn't remember who he is and he has to start all over again.
Oh man.
But anyway,
from what I've seen from Spider-Man, Miles Morales, the gameplay is hella smooth, like really good.
Oh yeah, it looks amazing.
But I voted before I saw it, so I voted on Ghost.
Yeah,
but yeah, Miles.
Well, I picked Fallen Order because I I don't know if you played them back in the day. The Star Wars games on the PS2, like you got the Old Republic games and
but do you think
The Force Unleashed 1 and 2, like they were really good games back in the day, and that game brought that vibe back, and that's why I enjoyed it so much. And the graphics were nice, the gameplay was smooth. Of course, it's a bit on the heavier side, so I can see why if you have experienced stutters and that type of stuff. But it was really good, and the storytelling and the acting was really nice. And there even came like a waifu in the story at some point. Like that's always an extra point.
That's nice, man.
But I really enjoyed it. But like this category slaps. Like Valhalla, Ghost of Tsushima, Miles Morales, Ori, Fallen Order, The Last of Us Part 2. They're all, I mean, apart from Last of Us 2, they're all good games.
Yeah, man. It's this is a tough one, to be honest.
This is a really tough one. I can see every option being picked here, because you got your Last of Us fanboys that are always gonna pick it, and the other ones are just good options.
Exactly, that's true.
Sneak this and Last of Us.
Let's keep it moving.
So like, this is a really hard one.
I think so too.
Now,
next up,
role playing category. So like pretty much RPG type games. RPG. Final Fantasy VII, Genshin Impact, Persona 5 Royale, Wasteland 3, and Yakuza Like a Dragon. This is a hard category as well.
I just picked Persona 5, man.
I picked Yakuza.
Yakuza
the game looks really good.
But it
looks.
Is Yakuza really Like a Dragon? Is it a full game or like a
I think
smaller?
So.
Okay.
I think it's like a full game, because like this week I saw somebody make a post of we've been waiting for Cyberpunk so long, all this shit dropped, and it was like it was like a list of like 50 things.
Oh man.
Like, and I think. And they said like 5 Yakuza games or something dropped when the original release, so I'm pretty sure it's a standalone game. But like, they have that Mafia, Saints Row, GTA story modes type gameplay, but it looks so good. I really think it looks good. So I just picked that, and I don't know. I think it's a good category though, because Persona games are really high rated. Genshin Impact is gonna be higher rated because it's free, and it's literally on par with a lot of games you have to pay for. And the Final Fantasy VII remake, like they got a whole RPGs. For real. Only game I don't know about is Wasteland 3. I'm pretty sure I've heard about it, but I just don't know much about it.
I've heard about it, but don't know much about it.
So this is like. These been a couple of harder categories after each other. Like, this is another one of those where like you could see it going at all the options pretty much.
True. I wouldn't be surprised. Like,
yeah, sure. Now,
best fighting
game.
Grand Blue Fantasy versus Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate, Street Fighter 5 Champion Edition, One Punch Man, A Hero Nobody Knows, and Under Night in Birth X Late CLR. Yeah. What kind of name is that?
This is a tough one, because literally it's 4 franchises versus a standalone game. So like One Punch Man has literally no chance of winning this.
That game was ass, to be honest.
I picked it though because it's One Punch Man, and One Punch Man beats everybody.
Exactly. I mean, they could have done such a much better job though.
But like I've heard about Under Night in Bird. It's also like Mortal Kombat style fighter and like Street Fighter, where it's like your 2D 1 against 1 type. Grand Blue I've heard about as well, but I'm not too sure how that.
Yeah, I've heard about. I've heard a lot about Grand
Blue. It probably is the same like that. And One Punch Man is like in Naruto Storm, like where you have the 3D
done wrong
arena. I mean, it's a Bandai game. You already like if you see Bandai, you have like a big chance of it being a screw up.
That's true.
Of a letdown at a lot of points, and then, but I don't. This is gonna be Mortal Kombat versus Street Fighter. It's like still the 2 biggest in this franchise. But
I picked
Grand Blue.
I picked Mortal Kombat here.
Yeah. I think I see Grand Blue and Under Night is more a bit your anime style. So they just gonna have like a smaller fan base because there's still a lot of people who hate on weebs and anime, and that just prefer the normal shit.
Exactly.
And like Mortal Kombat, it's the 11th game. Like that shit's been going on since our parents were little.
Crazy,
like,
but they still do. They doing it right though. Like dropping new characters, dropping the right characters as well.
True.
So yeah.
But I just think those games are just, in my opinion, boring, old.
Yeah.
Like, they never innovate. It's always pretty much the same. Like, they change the characters a bit up and the graphics get better.
That's what's funny.
People like it.
Still.
Like, to me, it's just not that. I don't really play it. I'm ass at the games as well. But apart from that, like, there's like, you play it once in a while against a friend, but that's about it. Because if you look at the online scene, they're not really active that much. You have still a decent size online thing, but it's not like you're definitely not gonna have as much players as like your shooters or an RPG that's online or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm pretty sure Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter is gonna take this dub.
Yeah. It's either one of them, those two. Yeah, for sure.
Now, the best family game. Like, this is one as a kind. I think the options here are a bit weird because like they're appropriate. This category is meant for like family play, appropriate for like family play. So you like kind of play it in the living room while family is there. And like you have Animal Crossing, Crash Bandicoot 4, Fall Guys, Mario Kart Live, Minecraft Dungeons, and Paper Mario the Origami King. Like, I mean, Fall Guys, for example, it's appropriate to play like as a kid or like your family, but you can't play with two on the same screen.
No, you can't. Unless they fix it.
So like, it could be, but I don't think it had split screen.
No, it doesn't.
Mario Kart Live is literally just you using your phone and buying like the Mario Kart and controlling it. And on your phone, you see the parkour gets mapped out throughout your house.
Oh boy!
So you kind of like it's just like RC cards, but like Mario Kart. Like it's a fun principle, but I just don't think it counts as a game that much. And like Minecraft Dungeons is
just a bit some more Minecraft.
It's not a bad game, but it's like it's whole different than a normal. Yeah. It's like also your top view, like MOBA type camera angle.
Yeah. Is it a mobile game? No. Or both.
I don't know if it has a mobile.
But it's PC.
I know it's on like consoles because I know it's on like this. It's even on the Switch and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, Crash Bandicoot has a pretty big chance, I think. Or Animal Crossing.
Crash Bandicoot, Animal Crossing. Yeah, because Paper Mario, in my opinion, is one of the worst. It's not a bad game, but it's never gonna win against like Mario 64 or like your 3D Marios or your classic platformers, because it's a whole different principle. It looks nice though. The graphics are fun. In that game.
I picked Fall Guys, but I mean, Fall Guys have fallen off, so.
Yeah, I picked Crash Bandicoot for like I would have picked that or Animal Crossing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure one of those two is gonna win
for sure.
Because I don't think Minecraft Dungeons is that big of a game. Like, just it isn't. I'm pretty sure.
We keep it moving, I guess. Best simulator / strategy. We have Crusader Kings 3. Is it? Yeah, 3. Desperados 3. Gears Tactics. Microsoft Flight Simulator and XCOM Chimera Squad.
Fucking Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Oh yeah, I picked it. I picked Flight Simulator. Flight Simulator is crazy, man.
I picked the XCOM Chimera Squad.
You need to check out Flight Simulator. Actually, the graphics and the details.
It's good. Like the
details.
It's a good thing.
Insane.
Like, yeah. But it's once again, it's boring.
Yeah, of course.
You play it a couple of times, but it gets boring fast.
Unless you're into that, of course.
Yeah, like I rather play the. Let me quickly look up how they're. I think Aerial Age or something.
Oh, there's another one.
Is what they are called.
Another one.
Yeah. I need Steam. Quickly Google. Look up this shit. But like it's a game where you sit in like fighter jets and you have to like. You have actual combat with other jets, or you have to take out military bases while having that. But Ace Combat.
Ace Combat 7. Ace Combat. That's
like Yeah, I've played that on the PS1 or 2,
here.
like, when I was little. Like, that was so much fun, that game.
But
like,
I mean, Flight Simulator is more calm. I mean, it has nothing to do with fighting, of course. So.
Yeah, it's actual simulator, but like, while Ace Combat does the simulation decently enough to like fly around and stuff, it's not super realistic like Flight Simulator.
Yeah.
But it's much more fun because you have like some action aspect to it. Because like I think the Flight Simulator is gonna be fun to mess around with, or like if you actually wanna try, or like if you're one of those people that plays American Truck Simulator and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But that fandom is small compared. But it could win because it's. I mean, it got a lot of marketing. It's done well,
and like the file size is crazy big too. Amazing. I forgot the file size, but it's crazy big, like over 100 gigabytes.
Yeah. Well, but this and I think Crusader Kings has a good chance to win here. Gears Tactics and Chimera Squad is kind of like your XCOM, just where you move the squares and then you shoot at people like and get a 50% hit chance while being one square away. And fucking XCOM with their shitty accuracy. Well, I picked Chimera Squad because I really like the XCOM games. I think they're fun. Nice. Like if you're into that type of genre, they're really good. And like Crusader Kings, I could see you win as well because those games are pretty big as well. I can't think of it. Can't think of the other similar games, but I know those are a lot played as well. So this is gonna be one of those game categories again, where like all of them could be picked.
Yeah.
I just don't know about Desperados 3. I've heard about it, but that's pretty much it.
I feel like the rest of the topics, I feel like we could run through the rest of them. Because from now on, it gets weird.
Yeah, it's sports racing games. I personally don't play sports or racing games that much.
Yeah, I did play FIFA before, but not anymore. It's a fraud.
Yeah, I've played like dirt games or Formula 1 games, but I picked in the sports racing. You got Dirt 5, Formula 1, 2020, FIFA 21, NBA 2K21, and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2. Yeah. I picked Tony Hawk's.
I picked Dirt 5
just because it's fun.
Okay. Yeah. Tony Hawk's game of fun.
Tony Hawk's, they're fun. They are such iconic games. People till this day are still asking for a third game, like FIFA and FIFA. Formula 1 and NBA, you can literally play any of those games and you have the same experience.
You can play
the graphics
like 2015 or 2010, it's still the same.
Yeah,
to be honest.
And the dirt games are pretty good race games, but like I don't know if there's much difference between them. I've played 3 and 4, I think.
Okay.
But I mean, like, it's not much, and I think. Yeah, now it's like the last of the main categories. Best multiplayer game. Here we go. Animal Crossing, Among Us, Warzone, Fall Guys, and Valorant. I picked Animal Crossing. It's probably not... Yeah, I mean, these are all good options, but like, to take the W, I think Animal Crossing, to be honest, might have a little less, because I think most people play it single player anyway.
I feel like Warzone have a big chance, but I think Among Us might take it, actually.
That Among Us or Fall Guys, just because the popularity that came in the last couple of months might take... That's like how Fortnite took that W like last year or the year before that. Because at that time, right before the votes came, the game was pretty popular. So. And then the other categories are Content Creator of the Year, Best Debut Game, Best Esport Athlete, Best Esport Coach, Best Esport Events, Best Esports Game, Best Esport Host, and Best Esports Team. But we personally don't watch esports, so we don't know much about it. So I don't know if it's needed, if we voice our opinion, because it's just gonna be us saying we don't know who they are, so we're just gonna pick a random one.
I mean, I've seen Team the Tatman as a creator and Alana Pierce. I picked Alana Pierce. She's pretty dope.
I know Nick Merckx and Tim the Tatman. I've heard of those because they play like shooter games.
Yeah,
and
Call
stuff.
of Duty and stuff.
I picked Tim the Tatman just because Mance looks the closest like a Viking, so I picked him.
Sure.
Like, and he's pretty funny. I've like seen clips of him with Lupo or like Shroud or whatever. So, and like best debut game, it's a decent category also to look at because like
I have no idea.
it's the first game by an indie pretty much, and they got Carrion, Mortal Shell, Raji and Ancient Epic, Roki, and Phasmophobia. Like, Phasmophobia is pretty big on PC right now, but I mean, it's a thing, but it's not that big.
That's the only game I've heard about out of the whole pick here.
Yeah, I know Carrion because the developers Devolver had this little game they brought out during the summer where they put all the games they were in collaboration with. They were gonna come out, and like in the little game you have to walk through like an event hall. And you see all the games they were bringing out. It was like Carrion, Fall Guys, and a couple of others. And you just see them. So it was kind of like E3, but a game for like a couple of those companies. And that's how I know about that one. And Mortal Shell just looks like it could be a good game.
Like dark Demon's Souls, like Dark Souls.
Yeah, it kind of has that look to it, yeah. But I just think, like, for a debut game, that game looks amazing. Like... So I picked that game. But the other ones just look more like Phasmophobia shit graphics.
Yeah, it is. It's
and Carrion as like a bit style platformer. And like Raji and Roki is just like your more drawn.
Yeah, art.
But like,
more about art.
Yeah, more art. Like also platformer style, but like the platformer game that has like more depth to them, or like you can go diagonal and stuff, but still has like the platformer camera style. Yeah. But I think I'm pretty sure Mortal Shell is gonna take this dub. Just if you compare that game to the 4 other games, it just slaps them all out of the water. But well, I guess that
concludes it, man. We are not gonna go.
Yeah, pretty sure. Yeah. The esports categories we don't know shit about. So like I'ma just say like best esport event, I picked League just because it's probably still the biggest esports event out there. Maybe Call of Duty, but like I know CSGO and Overwatch definitely ain't it. Like they both have their thing, but they're pretty much dead if you compare them.
True. That's about it, I guess.
Yeah, for real. And like esports teams, coaches, athletes, you really have to watch that to be able to vote for that. So all I know is I picked for best athlete, I picked a guy named Canyon because I thought it was a funny name. Firmly, and that's pretty. I just picked all of them so I could get like this trophy thing on the website because I voted for every category.
I might have to do that as well because I didn't pick those.
So, but I have literally nothing on the esports things. I just pretty much only I picked League because I'm pretty sure that or COD is still the biggest esport event. If you look at like Twitch views alone, League is always in the top. It's still like hella popular.
It's crazy.
But that's pretty much it. So like that kind of
it kind of runs up our whole Game Awards speech talk.
We're gonna make a little podcast /fit to see who won as well when all the winners are revealed, the December 10th. So gonna see if our picks made it, like if we agree with the picks.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Most likely, because there's not many games where you're like, oh, that didn't fit in this category. It was pretty much just Last of Us that's kind of like, this barely fits this category by lack of other options. But there's like, this year it's just like, okay, it is what it is, but next year is just, that's gonna be one of those where we gonna be able to like discuss and like, nah, that game ain't it, this game's gonna slap his ass.
Yeah.
Like,
the roster
that's gonna be tough.
Gonna be crazy.
Yeah, oh man. Let's just hope they don't all delay the games again.
Don't get the Cyberpunk effect.
Yeah, for real. Oh, next year, talking about next year. Dying Light 2, please drop
snap.
news. Please.
They went ghost on us.
For real. But well, I mean, that pretty much is it about this topic, I guess.
Yeah.
And this will be our third podcast. Been talking for over an hour.
Yeah, I think we should round it up here.
Yeah. So, anyway, thank you guys for listening. We'll see you in the next one. As always, make sure to leave a comment if you want us to talk about anything, give our opinions. Can be about everything, just know most of our topics will be geek, weep, gamer related topics. So
yeah.
But we're open for anything, just no politics.
True, facts.
You know. Well, see ya.
See ya, guys. Peace out.